Matrix bringing us 1/10th Nitro Touring up next for a 20-minute main event here. Braden Stanley, your #1 qualifier. Michael Stone starting out of position number 2. Tate Firth due to start from position 3. Alex Kickass from 4. Matt Ferguson out of 5. David Chen from 6. Andrew Bardetta out of 7. Michael Kudia out of the 8th spot. Ty Moylan from 9. And Chris Newland rounding out your 10-car field. That's how they're looking right now for Matrix 1/10th Nitro Tour here at the PDNR Winter Champs. Your 20-minute main event here. All right, all cars to pit lane, all cars to pit lane. All cars to pit lane. Let's get them all in, guys. GTE, I need you out to Marshall. GTE, I need you all out to Marshall. Come on, guys, just a car full of races left. It's been a long day, I know. I know. We've been so good today. You guys have done awesome. Being quick to move around and get out to your spots. I love it, and I appreciate you all. Let's not let that change right at the end of the night. All right. Let's get cars to the grid. Cars to the grid, please. All right, final fuel them up. All cars to the grid, let's fuel them up. All right, we're just taking 2 seconds to fix the ropes, fix the pipes real quick. All right. Are we set? Are we set, Rick? All right. Fuel them up, fuel them up, fuel them up. Let's get those fueled up. Fill them up. All right. 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Cars down. Off to a start here. 20 minutes is the journey for Matrix 1/10th Nitro Tour. Braden Stanley going to lead the field away to start here. Tate Firth with a rocket ship on the opening lap. Jumping up into P2 here. Michael Stone down to 3rd already. Alex Kickass back to P4. Matt Ferguson down to P5. But it's Stanley already trying to open up the taps over his teammate. A little bit checked up as they come around onto the back straight though. And he brought the gap back a little bit closer to Tate Firth. That time around, still a 16.6 to a 16.7. Michael Stone with a 16.3 that time by. Caution the sweeper, caution sweeper. Go wide at the sweeper, go wide at the sweeper. Wide at the sweeper. All clear, thank you. All right, just got a little bit caught up with the curbing there at the sweeper. We're all good in the hood though. Stanley leading the way. Tate Firth then second. Coming up on a little bit of lap traffic already here. Stoney trying to go with Tate. They're trying to put pressure on him for the podium here. As Braden now dropping in a 15.88. So Stanley already trying to put in the time here. 15.88 last time by Tate Firth. Last time around a 16.6. That time by, they slowed up a little bit, just working with the lap traffic. Work together, guys. Lap cars, work together. Thank you. Oh, who's in the white and red car? That was an absolute clean out. Oh, and then a Marshall there. Stoney getting caught up. He manages to get clear of the pipe. Got cleaned out by the lap car of David Chen. That cleaned him up. So work together, guys. So you got these leaders coming through. Big speed differences, so let them go through. I know you're racing your own race, but let the leaders get past. Stanley working on putting a lap on Alex Kickass. Thank you, Alex. It's Braden Stanley off the end of the back straight away. Leads out by 3.7 seconds over Tate Firth. Back there in second now. 17 minutes and 45 still to run in the race here. We've got plenty of racing to get through. Braden Stanley was happy to circulate in the low to mid 16s while he's working through that traffic. It's the laps where he has clean air that he can really do the damage and put a gap on Tate though. Oh, he gets tagged coming through and still manages to just get away with it. Stanley getting tagged, trying to get through some lap traffic here. Last time by a 17.3. So 3 minutes down, 17 left to go here. Getting a little bit closer to the first round of pit stops to see who can go the longest on fuel economy. We've already seen 1 or 2 cars come in early. Just trying to dodge the rest of the field here. Trying to get a little bit out of sync to get a clean pit lane. And maybe just not really knowing the economy of your car on the racetrack. 16 minutes and 25 left to run here. Still a long way from home. Is our Marshall just fixing the curbing at the bus stops? Thank you, Marshall. Braden Stanley holding a nice, tidy little lead now. 3.5 seconds back to Tate Firth. Sitting there in seconds. 4 seconds as Tate comes across the line. Michael Stone solid, holding on to P3 at the moment. Was doing a lap down to Braden. Braden already in the pit lane. So Braden pits at 4 minutes. The first of your top few cars. Oh, and he's upside down in the pit lane. Need a Marshall in the pit lane. Braden Stanley catching the outside of the main straight retaining wall. Flips the car over, trying to leave the pit lane. His pit outlap is going to be dreadfully slow. Tate Firth will be your leader. So Tate goes on by. Here comes Braden now. The gap sits at 5 seconds. Now Braden has to get to work and really show the kind of speed that he had in qualifying if he wants a chance of challenging Tate. 4 minutes and 45 left to go. .450 in. When's Tate Firth going to pit? When's Stoney going to pit? Michael Stone circulating around. Last time by a 21.2. I think Stoney might have pitted then. I didn't see it on screen, but Stoney with that 21.7 second lap. Usually it's a telltale sign. So Tate Firth now coming into pit lane at 5.15. So Tate's going to get in with a 3-stop race. Scotty Ernst on the pit stops for Tate here to get him done. Hey, Scotty, do it behind the pit lane, mate. So Tate gets his pit stop done and he rejoins behind Braden Stanley. Only 2 seconds though. So Braden in with a crash in the pit lane, still getting away with a little bit in hand. Braden has to go an extra stop at this rate. 4-minute stops, would have to do 4 stops to get to the finish. Tate doing 5 minutes would have to only do 3. So 6 minutes in, 14 to go. I like the fact that Chris Stanley pointed that out to me. Like the boys are racing each other. Fueling has to be behind the pit wall, guys. Fueling has to be behind the pit wall. I don't want to be the rules guy. Don't make me the rules guy. Braden Stanley leading the way out front. 3 seconds a gap. Last time across back to Tate Firth. Another 13.9 seconds back to Michael Stone sitting in third. Then Andrew Bardetta holding on to P4. Alex Kickass holding on P5. David Chen in 6. Matt Ferguson in 7. Michael Kudia holding on to the 8th spot here. It looks like Chris Newland and Ty Moylan already out of the race. Will take no further part in this one. So we're left with just 8 drivers on track here as Braden throws down a 15.5 from Stanley. Tate Firth responds as best he can with a 16.2. That time by Braden across the line, this time by 15.6. He's got consistency to boot here. He's only about a minute away from needing the pit for his second stop here. And he'll get further and further out of sync with Tate. Tate responds again, 16.1 that time by. So Firth is finding a bit more speed. And Tate dips into the 15s as a result. 15.889 from Tate. As he continues to get stronger around the racetrack, Stanley goes by for another one, 15.6. So if Tate can keep this kind of speed up, we might see some cool things here. Another hot lap from Firth, 15.814. He's on rails right now. He's within a couple of tenths of a second a lap of Braden Stanley, who's circulating 16.6 that time by. So Tate's going to take a big chunk out of him here. 4.0 is the gap. A pit stop, we're looking at about 6.5, 7 seconds. Eight minutes and 15 in. Braden Stanley goes by for one more lap here. Oh, Tate catching up Alex Pickass, who spun going around the sweeper. Gave away some time here. 5.8 seconds to gap. Showing on timing. Braden Stanley going to come on by. He goes another lap past. So Braden's still got fuel. Surprising at 8 minutes 30. They might be looking at 4 minutes 30 stops. It doesn't really matter. He still has to do 4 stops to get to the finish if it's anything less than 5 minutes. There he goes into pit lane. Jeffrey Mackey on the gun here for Braden this time by. So his in lap of 15.5. His pit lap, we'll see what it ends up being here. Oh, we got another big crash in pit lane. David Chen getting caught up there. So Stanley comes across the line that time by 20.4. So pit stop time, 6 seconds on the nose for Braden Stanley, who still holds a 3-second advantage over Tate Firth. So Stanley staying in front at every turn here. A couple of bad laps from Tate did not help his cause. He had that 17.4, 16.1, 16.3, 16.1, 16.1 there. That string of average laps there for Tate Firth gave away a couple of seconds that would have seen him potentially leading if he had have stayed clean at the end of this most recent pit stop. Meanwhile, Braden Stanley, just before he pulled in, Stanley threw down a 15.456. 10 minutes completed, 10 minutes to go. Tate Firth trying to manage a vehicle with a tucked left rear body post. We're right on the left rear quarter, so Tate looking to try and fix that up when he comes in for his fuel now. It won't be too long before we see Firth coming for his next stop on the gun to try and get that body tuck corrected and see if they can sort him out. Scotty Ernst ready to grab him here. Firth going to come through the sweeper, dives into pit lane, gets on the gas hard at the pit lane. Scotty's going to grab it and is going to do it behind the pit wall just and get Tate back in the race here. Good stop from Scotty to get Tate sorted out. I think he fixed the body tuck as well before he picked the car up, so it took a little bit longer. Oh, caution coming on the straight. Caution coming on the straight. Caution coming on the front straight. Got to fix the curb. Steve, you got to fix the curb, bro. Yeah, flatten it out. Thank you, mate. So, with 11 minutes down and 9 to go, Braden Stanley leads by over 13 seconds to Tate Firth on track. Michael Stone sitting another 18.5 seconds further behind from Tate. Andrew Barnetta, P4. David Chen, P5. Alex Pickass in the 6. And Michael Kudia rounding out your 7. We lost Matt Ferguson about 20 laps ago here. So he last circulated at 7 minutes mark. So we're left with just 7 cars remaining on the circuit. And Tate Firth isn't far away from going a lap down to Braden Stanley out front. Coming out of the bus stops, ripping through that chicane and onto the smoke and back straight here. Firth would like to stay alive and on the lead lap, I'm sure, but Stanley's just proving too quick. Braden Stanley's last two laps, a 15.5 and a 15.6 in the all-green car. Tate Firth in the two-tone green and dark green. Last couple of laps, 15.8 and 15.8. Backs it up again with another, you guessed it, 15.8. Braden Stanley, 15.8 as well. So 15.8, the order of the day here between Stanley and Firth out front. 7.5 minutes left to go. Stanley not far away from needing to pit for his third stop in the race as we go 12.5 minutes. He should be able to make it just the other side of 13. He would then need to pit again at 17.5, maybe 18 to bring it home to a finish here. So 2 stops left for Braden Stanley. Only 1 left for Tate Firth out in second place, but 15 seconds separates them on track. At this rate, Braden Stanley comes into pit lane now. Jeffrey Mackey on the gun. His in-lap, 15.7 for Stanley. A nice clean exit from the pits and back onto the racetrack. Sees Tate come across and the gap sits at 15.2. We'll see the gap correcting in just a moment here. His out lap of 20.2. Geez, he got the pit stop time to sub 5 seconds. That was a really quick pit lap there from Braden Stanley. A 15.7 to a 20.2. His pit stop lap was less than 5 seconds spent in the lane. The Tate Firth will be due to come in soon here. 5-minute stops will be about another minute and a bit before he's needed to pit here. Meanwhile, Braden Stanley just carving his way through a bit of lap traffic. Trying to bring this one through clean to the finish. 15.9, 15.9, 15.8 the last 3 laps for Stanley. Tate Firth, his new hot lap of the race, a 15.6 from Tate. He's starting to throw down here, not doing bad at all. Meanwhile, Michael Stone, his last couple of laps, his pit lap of 21.1, 16.4 on his first flying out of the pits. Stoney having a bit of a quiet achieving race back there as he works his way around and onto the smoke and back straight here. Stoney, 30.7 seconds off the back of Tate Firth. Almost 2 laps behind. Tate lining up about a few seconds behind to put another lap on Stoney here for second. Last time by, Tate was the quickest of the top 3 at 16.1. Braden with a 16.3. Michael Stone with a 16.3 as well. Braden Stanley resets the hot lap that time by 15.413 from Stanley. Getting even better and better here as he gets ready in a couple of minutes for his stop. There goes Tate coming in for his fuel stop. This is his final fuel stop to bring it home to the finish. Meanwhile, Braden just keeps hot lapping. 15.3 that time by. In a Nitro touring car, Tate gets back out on the racetrack. He is now fueled to the finish here. And Braden Stanley, we're going to see him come in about the next minute and a half, I reckon. He'll come on in for his final fuel stop to get it home to the finish. He still leads by 20 seconds over Tate at the last point. Michael Stone, 32 seconds further behind here. Bardetta, a minute 10 off the back of Stone. David Chen, another 45 further back in P5. Alex Kickass down in P6. Having a bit of a battle with Chen for time. He was 2 seconds off the back of Chen, now finding himself 4.8 seconds off the back. Michael Kudia, another minute and 13 further behind as your 7-car field makes their way around the track here. Braden Stanley, 15.225 a couple of moments ago. He's really throwing down the hot laps. Now the cars come in, the tyres have worn down just enough, and he's really able to push the limit of the car. This time he's into pit lane. 15.7 as his in lap, his final stop to get it to the finish. Stanley gets fueled up and he comes out of the pits a full lap in front of Tate Firth. So with 3 minutes left to go, 1.8 GT A main is up next. Your 1.8 GT A main coming up next, guys.
Rabbit, and we're going to start the time.
17 and a half minutes completed. 2.5 minutes left to run here. Braden Stanley looking at knocking out 74 laps consecutively over the course of a 20-minute race. Firth looking at being a lap down at the end of it all. Tough to try and stay on the lead lap over a race of this duration. Well, Braden clocking off 15.2s when the car's right in the window. He's back into the mid-15s now, while the car's a little bit heavier, trying to bring it home to a finish here. 2 minutes left to go, 2 minutes to go. Meanwhile, Michael Stone sets his best lap of the race. Stanley goes 15.1. Braden Stanley, 15.194 with one race left to go tonight. 1.8 GT is up next. 1.8 GT, you guys are up next. One race left to go tonight after this one. 1.8 GT coming up next. With 1 minute and 10 left on the clock here. Stanley, large and in charge out front. 23 seconds clear of Tate Firth back there in second. Michael Stone holding on to third nicely at the moment with about 4 laps. The gap back to Andrew Bardetta sitting there in P4. David Chan in P5 from Alex and Michael. Your 7 cars remaining on track. Come on, Braden. 15.0. Let's do it. He needs encouragement, Chris. 35 seconds left on the clock here for Braden Stanley under the Speedy RC timing bridge. It's only a 15.5. What is he doing? Stanley down the smoke and back straight through the sweeper and under the Speedy RC bridge. Another 15.5. Like Sunday driving Miss Daisy here for Braden Stanley out front. Working down the final few seconds. He might sneak through for one extra lap. I think he might just miss out as well. That is time. Finish your lap here on. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner of 1/10 Nitro Touring, Braden Stanley, gets the win. Tate Firth going to lead it around for second here. And Michael Stone right behind him in third. Andrew Bardetta P4. David Chen P5. Alex Kickass in 6. And Michael Kudia rounding out your 7 cars on track. You got to learn to do better burnouts, boy. We have one race left to go. One race to go. 1/8 GT coming up next.
Braden Stanley, congratulations taking the win there in Nitro Tourer here at the 2024 Winter Champs. Tell us through that race.
It's pretty awesome. The traffic made it very interesting. It was like every lap, you know, you had a lap car. That's part of the fun. And yeah, Jeffrey was like helping me out on the radio headset. Good race.
The fuel stops, tell us what happened in the first fuel stop. Was that your mistake or your pit crews?
The first one was going to be wicked, like a lap record pit stop. He picked it up, gun in, out, points me at the wall. So I skidded on my roof for half of it. I didn't lose too much time though, so it's all right.
Any thank yous or shout outs?
Jeffrey, of course, who was here all day with me. We broke lap record, lap after lap. I just broke it again in the final. He was talking me through the race. We work good as a team. The car, my car, so RC Maker, Samwa, Speedy RC, LAC tuned. I was running it all night, no issues. Mob Boss stickers for the chrome stickers. And yeah, thanks to the club for the event. It's been really awesome.
Awesome job, mate. It's been really great to see you grow up here at PDNR and achieve many podiums over the years. So congratulations. Enjoy the celebrations of Brisket Boys tonight and all the best of luck in your next event.
We'll get hammered, don't worry.
All right, we're just waiting on a couple more guys to get out on track here. We had to give a bit of time to Rick and to Steve and to Ross and to Brian and to Scotty. We had to give them all a little bit of time here. So everyone gets a decent amount of warm-up time. Your starting order for your Speedy RC 1/8 GT A main event. Rick Simo going to start out of the pole. Cameron Kendall, your EP winner, starting from second. The current US National Champion, Scotty Ernst, starting out of position number 3. The wild man, Anthony Wasson, starting out of 4. The young talent, Logan Rintoul, starting from 5. The veteran, Steve Valletta, starting out of position number 6. The purple people eater, Ross Lowlick, starting out of 7. And your B main bumping drivers, Mia Thomas, Brian Rutley, and Seth Holborough, starting out of positions 8, 9, and 10 respectively. Oh, okay. All right, all cars to pit lane, all cars to pit lane. I need Nitro Tourer drivers out to Marshall, please. Nitro Tourer drivers, I need marshals. Come on, come on, come on, I need marshals. All right, Chris Stanley's got Braden's spot because that's where he didn't need to move from. I still need a marshal. I need at least 2 marshals in the middle, guys. 2 marshals in the middle. And last call for the canteen as well. There's 3 snags and 1 pie left. Last call for the canteen. No, I'm good. I'm good. We've got Brisket Boys. All right, my marshals are in the middle. Let's get cars to the starting grid. Cars to the starting grid. It's time to boogie for Speedy RC 1/8 GT. All right, we ready to go? Fuel them up, fuel them up, fuel them up. 15 seconds, 15 seconds. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Cars up, cars up. Cars down. Off and rolling here. Oh, Scotty got a decent start into turn 1, but he lost out a little bit. People giving me hand signals. I don't care. I know what's coming. We're going to push on. Rick Simo going to lead the way here. Scotty Ernst losing out big time on the opening lap here, and it's going to get a wee bit slippery for a moment. Oh, boy. You guys wanted to race in the fun conditions? This is what we got. Rick Simo out front at the moment. How good is this? Steve Valletta hanging on to second right now. Camo Kendall and Anthony Wasson racing out for third and fourth. Scotty Ernst in the P5 right now. They're drifting through the corners. We are going to keep going until the fat lady sings or the fat bloke says the time has finished and finish a lap you're on. That's what we're doing right now. 1 minute into this one. Anthony Wasson pushing up onto the back of Steve Valletta. I've been told that there's nothing on the radar. And so it's just in your head, guys. That's all it is. It's all in your head. It's just your tyres are cold, all right? Slide more and they'll warm up. There's nothing on the radar, nothing at all. They promise. Rick Simo making the most of the conditions right now, leading the way. Anthony Wasson into second now. Steve Valletta, slippery dippery driving his way into third. Scotty Ernst is back up to P4 now. Sliding their way through the bus stop corners. Cameron Kendall down to P5. Logan Rintel in 6. Ross Lalek and Seth Hollowbrow. Mia Thomas rounding out your 9 on track here. Rick Simo holding it down out front. As issues for Anthony Wasson there. Getting a little bit caught up. Steve Valletta goes back to P2 now. Wasson back to 3. Scotty Ernst is starting to hunt him down here. Wasson's the wildest driver when the grip is at maximum, so I feel like he's going to struggle in the slippery conditions. And case in point, swapping ends going through the bus stop. Scotty Ernst is driving Miss Daisy. It's the story of the tortoise and the hare right now, and Scotty is just cruising around. Rick Simo just rolling around slowly as well by himself out the front as it's going to get further and further slippery. We're into the 24s right now, just dealing with the conditions. Have you ever seen a puppy dog on an ice skating rink? Well, now we're watching 9 of them as they tiptoe their way around the track here in Penrith. Rick Simo, we're going to follow him heading into the midfield, coming out of the short chute, sideways coming off the corner. Steve Valletta, he's really making the most of these conditions, is Steve, holding on to second. Anthony Wasson right on his hammer in third now. Just parks the car on the inside and sails it past him, heading into the apex. Scotty struggling sideways into P4 here. Cameron Kendall tiptoeing around in P5. Anthony Wasson moves through into second now. Valletta back to P3. Camo Kendall had a bit of a shocker that time by. He's fallen down the order. Ross Lalek up into P5. Logan Rintel into 6. Cameron Kendall into the 7 spot. Holborough down to P8. Mia Thomas rounding out your 9. It's getting lighter, guys. We might get a dry line eventually. Coming up to the first 5 minutes of the race. If we stop, we'll never get the track back. We're going to keep on pushing. Running on down, approaching 5 minutes into the race here. Scotty Ernst is not far away from going a lap down to Rick Simo, who's still doing a superb job at keeping it clean and straight around the track here, not letting the conditions get to him, not trying to hit the car angry with the throttle. And Scotty Ernst is just cruising around, holding on. Anthony Wasson and Steve Valletta going toe-to-toe for second and third down the front straight. Trying to find a move on each other. I bet they're laughing their asses off on the driver's stand right now. 6 minutes completed, 14 to go here. Rick Simo's slowing and Scotty Ernst is getting better in these conditions. Scotty's giving Rick a bit of a hurry up around the track. They're using every inch of road at the moment, just trying to keep the car super straight. Meanwhile, Steve Valletta and Anthony Wasson still going at it, fighting over that podium spot. Valletta really pushing him along at the moment. Wasson using his typical wild driving style to just open up the gaps coming off the corners. Wasson sliding across the corner. Valletta just helped him out a little bit, just turned him around. Helped give him a bit of guidance around the circuit here. And the rain has just about subsided for a moment, so it won't be long before we see the lap time start to come back down. We've fallen off into the 26s and 27s right now. Rick Simo will be the litmus test to show how good the conditions are starting to get here. Wasson in for fuel, Simo in for fuel also. So the pit stop starting to come around here. Positions 1 and 2 in for their fuel stop, separated on opposite ends of the lap. Rick Simo getting a little bit slow in the pit lane. That's all good because he had a considerable margin lead over the top end of town. Braden Stanley and Tate Firth need to do better on their pit stop work, I've been told. Try and speed up the process for Rick Simo. Anthony Wasson now holding on nicely. Wasson had a real shocker of an outlap though, has fallen down back to P4 as Scotty slips on through to third here. You know, when the track has less grip, the GT cars spend less time upside down too, so this is a bonus for the GT drivers. Gee, Scotty Ernst must have the never-ending fuel tank in this car. He's still going. Just cruising around, barely using any fuel on the car. And he's holding on to third right now. He's 23 seconds off the back of Steve Valletta, who's doing a brilliant job to hold on to second. Rick Simo out front. They dropped off into the 28s. They're creeping back into the 27s now. Rick Simo that time by a 25.8. So Rick finding a bit of speed around the track here. He's going to be the litmus test for how good the conditions are. It looks like the sky has stopped falling. And Rick is finding the best of the conditions. He's back in the mode of giving everyone a bit of a hurry up around the track. Scotty Ernst bringing it down the line, this time by Scotty with a 26.2. Conditions are on the rise here in the Speedy RC 1.8 GT final. Who would have thought we had all day? We had 30 qualifying races and 17 finals before we saw the first skerrick of rain here on Nitro Day for the PDNR Winter Champs. Rick Simo is starting to get closer and closer to race pace. Now dipping into the 24s this time by. The conditions are improving. 9.5 minutes into the race, 10.5 minutes left to go. And we're putting money on the fact that Scotty Ernst is going to try and drive a one-stopper. He's moved up past Steve Valletta now, given the old hip and shoulder by Rick Simo. And at 10 minutes to go, Scotty is yet to pit. So Scotty pushing for a one-stopper up to P2. This could be a masterstroke of genius from the US national champ. The man who arguably spends more time racing a microphone than racing an RC car. Now he comes in for fuel at 10 minutes and 20. So Scotty on the job, gets down pit lane and rejoins. So he'll give away the spot to Steve Valletta, who will go back through for second, but not by a whole bunch, if I'm honest. Rick Simo solid in the race lead, holding on a 28-second advantage. Going another lap down to Rick Simo out front. But Valletta comes across only about 5 seconds ahead of Scotty Ernst. Anthony Wasson has started to settle down the driving. He's starting to get better and better now. He's circulating pretty strong. And only 3.7 seconds off the back of Steve Valletta per second. So Watson, Ernst, and Valletta all in a fight for second and third and fourth right now. They're separated by a few seconds, but Scotty's going to start to get there. And Scotty doesn't need to pit again. Or at least that's what we think. With conditions improving, he might need to pit again if he starts to use the stick a bit more. Lap time starting to fall. We're back down into the 21s now. See? I told you it was going to come good. Geez, that Penrith Night Air has a bit of kick to it too. Got a bit of a chill to it. The nitro haze descending as that beautiful chemical compound CH3NO2 burned in these engines hangs about in the atmosphere over Penrith. I can tell you all about nitro. Another challenge here for second and third. Steve Valletta with a spin last time around. Anthony Wasson hot on his heels now. Wasson's going to throw a big mover. Just a big old punterino up into the corner coming off the short chute. Anthony just trying to make up time by going the shortcut through the chicanes as well. Scotty Ernst not much further behind on the racetrack. 4.5 seconds the gap between them as they came across the line. Now it's 3.6. So Valletta and Wasson fighting over 2 and 3 on the racetrack. 7 minutes left to go here. And Wasson with the questionable pass on Steve Valletta. Steve's going to give him a serving back, I reckon. Steve's the smallest man I would not want to piss off because he would really hit you back if you gave him a decent serve. And Scotty Ernst is right on him. Rick Simo in the pit lane. Did he stall the engine? Did he run out of fuel? Simo has come to a stop here, and he's going to lose the lap lead that he had over the rest of them. So Anthony Wasson might be sitting pretty to potentially inherit the race lead right now. Rick Simo in the pit lane. What's happened to the veteran? Simo rejoins right now. So he's going to have just a few seconds advantage over Wasson to hold on to this one. So I wonder whether Rick was pushing the issue on fuel and actually ran out and had to get it run back to pit lane. He's going to come across the line just as your race leader. Wasson right there in second. 1.5 seconds the margin. But let it back to P3 here. Scotty Ernst back to P4. Camo Kendall back to P5 here. Logan Rintel in 6. Camo now finding some speed. He was struggling big time when the track was slow and they were circulating at the 28s, but now he has found the speed back to the 19s. Rick Simo now into the 18.7, so we're back on race pace here for Rick Simo. He is flying right now. Wasson still circulating in the 20s. Now Wasson in the pit lane as well, so Anthony going to get his fill up of fuel. Steve Valletta comes on through. He comes back past. Valletta back to second. Scotty Ernst just gets through. Scotty goes to third. Wasson, he doesn't want to upset the big dog now, does he? Oh, Scotty spins himself out. Gets a little bit of a love tap from Seth Hollowbrow as well. Camo Kendall on the charge here. He managed to sneak through to grab second right before he had to take his fuel stop. He's going to re-emerge about 4-5 seconds off the back of Scotty Ernst. So Camo making a good charge here. Was really struggling when it was wet. As Rick Simo coming off the smoke and back straight underneath the Speedy RC timing bridge. In the race that is throwing everything at us as far as weather conditions. Those times are really starting to fall. The fastest man on track right now, Rick Simo, 18.310. Now Rick trying to work his way through a bit of lap traffic here. He's going to put a lap on Scotty. Oh, Mia fired into the side of Scotty. cleaned him out. Scotty gets a lucky rejoin and slots right back in with Ross Lalick. So where Scotty was looking pretty good in the slippery conditions, it looks like he doesn't have quite the same advantage when the grip starts to come back up here as he jumps his way through the short chute. Just moving aside Seth Holborough. Now Camo Kendall right on the back of Scotty to fight him for third. Steve Valletta losing out in the slower conditions as well. This is a fight for third here, Scotty and Camo. Scotty not giving him any opportunity to try and find a way through. Camo's going to have to do it the hard way if he wants to get on the podium here in Penrith. Rick Seymour, your leader, 18.060. The time's getting quicker and quicker now to the 17.9s. Camo goes past, overshoots the sweeper. Oh, Scotty blocks him in. Camo fires into the side of him here. Scotty doing the smart driving here, just keeping Camo at bay, making Camo work twice as hard to get the move done. 2 minutes and 45 to go. I really do wonder if Scotty can go all the way on fuel. He hasn't pitted since 10 minutes 30, and he's still going with 2.5 minutes left to run. If he had to pit, he would lose out on this battle, and he'd have to be praying that Camo makes a mistake if he still wants to be on the podium. Oh, Camo with the door. Yeah, Camo, you're going to wait. Camo's going to wait for it. Camo's going to do the right thing and wait for Scotty here. Oh, Stevie. Just wait 2 seconds, Camo. Good job, mate. Oh, my goodness. And it's a full pylon. So that brings Steve Valletta back into the fight now after Camo and Scotty getting in an argument for second. Oh, Camo got him again. Oh, man. Camo really trying to upset the big dog, Scotty Ernst. You don't want to poke the bear. Now that has allowed Logan Rintle up into third. Can you believe it? Logan was really struggling hard in the slippery conditions. Logan spins off the front of Seth Holborough. Now he's back in the clutches of Steve Valletta. It's a battle of the young and old here. Rintle and Valletta. Oh, Valletta going sideways and spins it out. Coming on the main straightaway, struggling to try and fight his way through. Ross Lalick and Mia Thomas in there as well. Mia with a big one. Oh, Steve got excited. Spins the car out. Back to P4. Scotty and Camo going to be right there as well. 1 minute 13 left to go. The podium still up for grabs, I reckon. Logan Rintle having a nice drive of it to go to third, though. He pickpocketed all those guys when they were fighting. Camo, Scotty, and Steve. All when they were fighting over that third spot. Here comes Logan and just pickpockets them out of it. Oh, caution on the front straight. Caution coming through the sweeper. Rick Seymour with a big crash. Seymour with a massive crash. Caution in the short chute still as well. Thank you, Stoney. Just tuck it in, mate. Hold on for 30 seconds. That's all we got left. So Seymour with a big old crash. Oh, Scotty with a big old crash coming through the short chute. Lost out big time there. 15 seconds to go. 15 to go. Rick Seymour starts his final lap of the race in a dominant drive out front. Anthony Wasson up in a second. Seymour coming through the bus stop now with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is time. Finish a lap you're on. You will be done. How about it for Rick Seymour? Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the win here at 18 GT. Anthony Wasson with a classy drive to come home second. And how about it for third place, Logan Rintle. Steve Valletta 4, Cameron Kendall 5. Scotty Ernst comes home P6, Ross Lalick in 7, Mia Thomas 8, and Seth Holborough rounding out your 9-car finishing. All right, folks, we're going to bring all the cars in. I know you want to cut more laps, Scotty. Let's bring them all in. We're going to tidy up the pit lane, and we're going to get stuck straight into trophy presentations. So drop your cars down, guys, and come on back out. We're going to get stuck into the trophies. Upside down for a bit longer there.
Oh man, how far did the car fly?
I called it out.
Rick Simo, congratulations, taking the win in Nitro GT here at the 2024 Winter Champs. How's that feel?
Sensational. Certainly a first for me to sort of do half a race sideways in the wet. Lots of fun, you know, like, and then it was amazing how quick the track came back to actually getting some pace. Managed to turn my car into an aeroplane. I didn't see the timber out at all. So I think I get the longest flight distance even over the short course tracks. But yeah, that was sensational. The car was great, engine was great. Yeah, just really good run. Big thanks to the boys for giving me a fuel stop and just that little splash and dash at the end, so to guarantee that I was going to get through.
You had a flame out there at 1.2, so what were you thinking in that moment?
Boys, I'm out. Fuel me up. I was fortunate enough that the car was still pretty good in the wet, and I was able to sort of generate a pretty decent lap and just came out in front of Anthony, but then had the pace in the car that I could actually gap again. So yeah, I was really happy. But I had confidence in the car and that it had the pace.
Tell us again what car equipment you're running?
Running the Hong Nor, the 24 version. I'm running a OS-based timed engine from Tim. Runner time fuel, Sandwire radio gear. So yeah.
Any final thank yous or shout outs that we missed?
Big thanks to Speedy for always looking out for me and that. Thanks for Tim. Thanks for the boys, and once again, thanks for the club for such an awesome event. Love it.
Congratulations, massive celebrations coming up tonight. Enjoy, and yeah, well done.
But a little bit more, just thanks for Rob Russell getting me out there for the start as well. Big man. Thank you.
Beautiful job.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the presentation of the 2024 Winter Champs. First of all, say a massive thank you to everyone for persevering today, all the help behind the scenes, all the competitors for showing support to the club, the canteen, the raffle, and just being here and having a great time. RC racing is going to be the best sport or hobby going around, and that's why we're all here. So thank you very much for everything, and give everyone yourselves a round of applause. Well done, everyone. Just want to give another big thank you to all our sponsors and supporters that wouldn't have made this event possible without support from the following: Sydney Helicopters, Kedards Hire, Fly Sky, RC Maker, Campbelltown Hobbies, Brisket Boys, Mark 1, Penrith City Council, along with Speedy RC, Smoke'em, Leisure Coast Aluminium Windows and Kitchens, and X-Ray for our track and area partners. Mob Boss Race Control and J-Spec Sticker Stations kept us looked after as well. And our class sponsors, Toyo Tyres, Hobby Wing, Berserk, Blitz, Bricks, can't turn around, Senasi Motorsport, Speedy RC, Exalt, Easy Power, Power HD, and ARC. All right, let's get some trophies handed out. Can I get someone to help reveal the trophies so we can kick things off? All right, the first one we're going to do is the Blitz 1/8 scale. In third place, Cameron Kendall. Steve, do you want to come and grab the trophies? Shake hands, and I need someone else to find the trophies as we hand them out. So this is 1/8 scale, brought to you by Blitz. And don't forget, you grab an entrant plate. Tradition we've had at PDNR since the very beginning. We've still got Bluey making our entrant plates for us, so make sure you get one of those before you go home. Second place tonight in 1/8 scale, an exciting finish, our TQ man, Tim Moylan. Second place in 8 scale. And also, if we had an award for the best arrival to the race grid, that'd go to Tim as well. Good work teaming up with Little Big Rigs. And this driver didn't know they were racing 1/8 scale at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, but they came out today and they're going home with a nice trophy. Put your hands together for Ryan Reynolds. Where's Tate at? Oh, I'll get some photos. All right, put your hands together for 1/8 scale, brought to you by Blitz. Next up, we're going to do Berserk F1, and in third place, put your hands together for Dan Ma. I think Dan's gone home. Who wants to be Dan? Mia, do you want to step in for Dan? Second place in F1, Dave Reston. And the winner of F1, brought to you by Berserk. Put your hands together for Ross Lalek. All right, the next class we're going to do. Oh, yep. Put your hands together for F1. Jumping ahead of myself. Apologies. I want to get to brisket, boys. Hobby Wing 1/12 scale 13.5. Our winner of the B finals today. Put your hands together for Marco Mack. Marco here. Someone want to grab that for Marco? Third place in 1/12 scale, Baden McDonald. And what an exciting A3 final we had tonight. Three-way tie. Second place in 12 scale. Put your hands together for Greg Brooks. Go. And the winner of 12 scale, Tim Rodden. We'll get some podium photos of our 12 scales. Nitro Tour will be up next if they want to get ready. All right, put your hands together for 12th scale, 13.5, brought to you by Hobby Wing. Moving on to Matrix, 1/10 Nitro Tour. Third place goes to Michael Stone. Second place in Nitro Tour tonight, Tate Firth. And the winner of Nitro Tour, once again taking a TQ along the way. He's a homegrown hero here at PDNR. Put your hands together for Braden Stanley. I got to say, personally, it makes us pretty proud to see our two juniors growing up now, young adults, and still having a lot of fun out on track together. So that's pretty kick-ass. You got to come over here and talk if you're going to talk, because.
Okay, firstly, I'd like to thank First Lawyers, Speedy RC, MR33, J-Spec Seekers for their support with all the cars. Scotty Ernst, all the way from America, my pitman for the weekend. His pit stops in the final were really good. His support throughout the weekend was, it meant a lot. The club, secondly, for putting on the event. It's a pretty awesome event. Day 2 tomorrow, but just the look of it, the feel of it, the vibe, everything that all the committee does behind the scenes. Dad, I know how much he does at home, and I'll see you all next year.
Thanks to Jeffrey for pitting for me. He already left. It's his birthday today, actually, and his fiance's, so I don't blame him. Thanks for coming out. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. And the club, just for putting on the event. It's awesome. I don't think I've ever been to an event like this where so many spectators, such a good atmosphere. Tony, I know how hard you worked. The club as well. Rick Seymour, you were at the track for countless hours. Scotty for coming over. Yeah, I didn't do much today, but tomorrow, thanks for coming. Chris for making the event enjoyable, of course. And Scott Guy, wherever you are, taking pictures. Great work.
Well done, Braden. Scotty's got my back. It's all good. I'm stuck over here because I can't. That's why they gave me this microphone, because they know I'll go over there and make sure the cars are in the right line. All right, put your hands together for our Nitro Tour podium. Moving on to GTE, brought to you by Senasi Motorsports. And the winner of the B final for GTE today was James White. Here he comes. Awesome pit work by his son too. He's been working hard all day. You can jump up for a photo. Have a photo together. Get further and further away. Jump up on the podium, Hugo. Up on one. Third place in GTE today. Put your hands together for Ross Lalick. And I love the lilac colour on your body. Second place in GTE, brought to you by Sanasi Motorsports. In probably one of the best battles I think I've ever seen and will ever see here at PDNR, called by the two best commentators that RC has ever seen and probably will ever see. Put your hands together for Rick Simo. And the winner of GTE, taking TQ along the way. Make a lot of noise for this guy. It's Cameron Kendall.
It's okay. Over here, gents. And your wasn't.
All right, put your hands together for GTE. Well done. Moving on to 1/8 GT, brought to you by Speedy RC, and the winner of the B final today was Clinton McKenzie. And rumour tells me Clinton was happy to be in the B. Well, what? B final. Or was it? Oh, it was too. Papa. All right, moving on to 1/8 GT, brought with Speedy RC. And the winner of the B final was Mia! All right, sorry about that, Mia. Third place in 1/8 GT in an exciting and challenging A main final. Put your hands together for another PDNR Junior, Logan Rintoul. Second place in 1/8 GT. This guy was working hard all day. He's got to go home happy with the podium, even though it's not the top step. Let's make some noise to put a smile on his face for Anthony Wasson. And the winner of 1/8 GT, brought to you by Speedy RC, also taking TQ along the way. It's our one and only Rick Siemensbergen. Put your hands together for 1/8 GT. Last but not least, everyone's favourite, the crowd's favourite, and Scotty Ernst's favourite. It's Short Course Truck, brought to you by Toyo Tyres. Third place in, I don't know, some crazy carnage and excitement. Put your hands together for Clinton McKenzie. Go Tonka. Second place in short course truck, all the way from the US of A. Put your hands together for Scotty Ernst.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Good job, buddy. My hand. Thank you.
And the winner of short course truck, brought to you by Toyo Tyres, it's young Tate Firth. Again.
I know you guys want brisket boys, but I want to say a few more things. Thanks to Scotty for all the battles in the short course, and Chris Mitchell for putting the bounties and all of that on me. So shout out to everyone racing short course. Hope you all had a good time, and it's a great class. So highly recommend.
There's a 5-star rating for short course from Tate. Oh, we get some photos of our short course podium. If you haven't signed the autograph card, make sure you sign that if you're a racer. We want to get all the entrants to sign that. Fiona's holding it up to show everybody and also keep her head dry. And anyone who has not got an entrant plate, please make sure you come and get one. Chris Mitchell has a whole bunch. It's a tradition. So those who collect them from PDNR, make sure you come and get one of those as well. All right, put your hands together for short course truck. All right, that is us done for day one of the 2024 Winter Champs. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all again for all our EP on-road classes. Once again, we want to say a massive thank you to everyone for their support, all the racers, sponsors, and people working tirelessly behind the scenes. We're going to call it a night tonight and head off down to Brisket Boys. So if you're in the area, come on down and have a Saturday night social with us down there. We thank everyone for their company and support. Everyone watching on the live stream, we hope you enjoyed the coverage. Until tomorrow, it's bye for now.